over the last few years of Nigeria's existence, we've seen about 500 political parties register, come and go. The big question is, a lot of people do believe in Nigeria that, practically speaking, there are only two political parties in Nigeria. Do you have the wherewithal to compete, for example, with the likes of the APC or the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 elections?
Certainly, we don't have that kind of money, but what we have that they may not have is we're getting the hearts of people. And I tell you what, you know, Nigerians are actually waiting for a third option. Oh, tell me if Nigerians are not really tired of this. You know what I mean? We're talking about a scenario where governors dip their hands in state coffers and just spend as if it's their personal money, and they use billions and trillions of naira for God knows what. For example, we're talking of a country where, you know, we're still talking of buying private jeeps and SUVs. I mean, the other day they saw a director in the service with 86 cars. The other time it was Governor Suswam, former Governor Suswam, with 48 cars. You know, I mean, the heartlessness is enough. And I think that Nigerians are yearning for someone who, for a party that can do it differently, that can have a different view of how things should work. And I think that's what we're bringing to the table. In terms of the money, we don't have. But what we have is the ability to get to the hearts of the people. We have the passion on our side. We're leveraging on technology. We're moving fast. We have transparency and integrity on our side. I think it's pretty obvious that these guys are out and we're ready to do things differently. It's not going to be easy. But nothing was ever easy. Now, in terms of the parties that have come and gone, you know, none of them have had 27,000 members before they were licensed. None. Since the day on the 14th or 15th that the news broke, we've been having hundreds of people joining us, and it's verifiable on a daily basis. And they believe that, they understand that this is something that's going somewhere. And, you know, Nigerians need a connection. I must also tell you, joining some of the other big parties that you mentioned is a job of work. And in order to join them, you have to go get a letter from your local government or chairman or your village chief and all of that, or some politician that you know, and then bring that one before they... What's that for? We're talking about, you know, it's 21st century, year 2017. We can't continue doing things the way we've been doing it since the 50s. And, of course, it's still back to the age of people's ideas. What is wrong with our political system?
It brings me to the point. What exactly is the philosophy of your party?
Our philosophy is total transparency, fiscal responsibility, right? That's what we're talking about. Absolute integrity, thinking for the Nigerian people, getting in touch with them directly, and living and serving them. That's what we stand for. Every other thing fits into that. All right, we're neither socialist nor capitalist.
So
we're
what's your ideology?
We're all about
what's
Nigeria.
the ideology of your party? What's the ideology of your party?
That's the thing. That's what I've told you. No. Ideology can no longer be broken down into socialism and capitalism anymore. Ideology now is about common sense and what works for your people, and that's our ideology. When you fuse that with the transparency and the integrity we bring to the table, you begin to see a different kind of picture, a different kind of people. So in terms of, we want people to do their business, make money if you can. But also, we understand that government needs to be responsible. What we haven't seen in recent times is that responsibility on the part of government. You can't keep pushing our youth into go and open a business, go and do entrepreneurship, when they don't even have people to buy what they're producing, So the point now, again, I mentioned before, I'm going to repeat it, that what we have seen is that in a place like the United States, the proportion of public sector workers to private sector is 17%. You can Google it and see. In the UK, it's 21%. In all the OECD countries, it's 23% on the average. In Nigeria, the public sector workers are less than 4%. The problem we have is that they are so top-heavy. The big guys take all the money. The Adamufika report says that out of 1.13, they took 1.13 trillion, 18,000 big men, politicians and big top people in civil service, took 1.13 trillion as at 2011. And, so that's 25% of the entire budget. So we need to do a lot of things differently.
I mean, what exactly will be that one thing that you're targeting to fix should your party, for example, be given an opportunity at any strata of governance in Nigeria?
The economy. Yeah, when you fix the economy, everything works, everything dovetails.
How do you hope to do that? How do you hope to do that?
Oh, right. It's going to be a combination of several things, right? You know, but like I've just told you, right, if you want to fix the economy, we're talking about, for example, let's talk about the issue of diversifying the economy, for example. Diversifying the economy is not about moving from crude oil into solid minerals. Diversifying the economy is about looking into the pockets of Nigerians and saying, guys, what do Nigerians spend their money on? And can we produce the things that they spend their money on? That's going to be the diversification. It's about the interaction of the economy with itself. So it's about remaking, you know, a renewal party. We're talking about renewal and remaking Nigeria. That's the renewing Nigeria.
And my question tonight for you again will be that, are you fielding any candidate for the 2019 presidential election?
Well, by God's grace, we're going to do that, but that's not our focus. We're starting with the councilorships. And you know what we're doing? We're sponsoring all our councillors. Anybody that's going for councillorship is going to be for free. We're going to sponsor them because we know that's where it's at. And our currency is data because we need the data. We want to get in touch with the grassroots, right? So we're not one of those parties that are created for someone who believes he's a superstar to come and be a president. No. So we've got to go right there. That increases our level of work, our amount of work. But you see, with 27,000, 28,000 and growing, you will know that we're a serious party.
Would your party zone to the north in the zoning consideration? Would your party consider zoning the presidential slot?
No, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't. I mean, listen, the issue of zoning is for them. That's another problem with the age of people's ideas. All right, let me tell you, you're going to see us in action. For every important and high-level position, we're going to be organizing open debates, which will be covered, and you will be surprised. We want to be like the way they do it, the Democrats and the Republicans in America. It's about, you know, understanding what is required now and ensuring that
Mr. Fasua,
we're not one of those parties that superimpose people.
All right, Chairman, pro-tem chairman of the new party in Nigeria, the Renewal Party. But we'll take a moment on the program. $1 billion to fight Boko Haram. There have been reactions, some criticism, some reservation, and some just want clarity on this one. Where do we go from here? Up next on the program, we'll discuss that when we return. Jonathan.